As Li Fan spoke, the Cloudwater Dream illusion art began to circulate in his hands. At the very moment the treasure was within reach, this sudden twist struck like a bolt of lightning, leaving Bailey Chen both stunned and enraged. He fixed Li Fan with a furious glare, unable to hold back his roar. Where did this impostor come from? The disciples of Cloudwater Palace perished long ago. Yet halfway through, he realized his slip and abruptly swallowed the rest of his words. Grinding his teeth, he forced out, "Patriarch Tai, please see clearly, this man cannot possibly be a true disciple." The turtle snake creature ignored him completely, its attention instead locked onto the aura radiating from Li Fan's technique. "Humph, the Cloudwater Dream illusion art. I never imagined little Qin would leave behind a successor. Good, very good." As if stirred by old memories, the massive beast trembled faintly, the savagery in its eyes easing ever so slightly. Li Fan gave a small nod, his expression calm as ever. "This art was personally taught to me by senior brother Qin Tang. By all rights, I am indeed a disciple of Cloudwater Palace." Bailey Chen had never expected those words to be true, his expression darkened instantly, and both he and Sikong-yi locked onto Li Fan with eyes brimming with killing intent, yet Li Fan merely met their hostility with a faint, indifferent smile. "Humph, you claim to be a true disciple, and this one as well, yet both of you seek the Cloudwater model. Troublesome indeed." The turtle snake monster seemed to struggle, its gaze drifting repeatedly between Li Fan and Bailey Chen. After some thought, it finally arrived at a decision. "Very well, according to sect rules, the two of you shall spar, the victor shall claim the Cloudwater model." Clearly satisfied with its own judgment, the turtle snake monster shifted its rigid body. One broken sword after another fell from its form, drifting downward in eerie arcs before embedding themselves at the edge of the sword forest below, expanding its borders. The turtle snake monster spoke in a hoarse, ancient tone. "Disciples of Cloudwater Palace cherish one another. When you spar, exercise restraint and know when to stop." Then countless shattered blades shot forth, planting themselves around Li Fan and Bailey Chen, leaving an open space at the center, a natural arena. The turtle snake monster let out a low grunt. "Well, you may begin." Li Fan let out a soft chuckle. "Rest assured, Patriarch, I will show mercy to junior brother Bailey." Bailey Chen said nothing, but the killing intent in his gaze surged to its peak. Above him, 21 azure water swords abruptly manifested, spinning into formation before slicing through the air toward Li Fan with piercing whistles. Li Fan simply raised his right hand and made a light grasping motion toward Bailey Chen. In that instant, the outcome was sealed. No matter how many techniques he still held, Bailey Chen could no longer use them. His body froze midair, bound as though caught within an invisible net. The 21 water swords dissolved before reaching their target. Tai, who had slumbered for millennia, began offering commentary with keen interest, yet his rusted mind lagged behind events. By the time his words caught up, Bailey Chen had already been subdued. "Humph, not bad, the sea calming sword art, 21 manifested swords, he's nearing major mastery." "Eh? That binding technique? Little Chang's art? I didn't expect he would pass it to an outsider." As the turtle snake monster spoke, terror spread across the faces of Bailey Chen and Sikong-yi. They recognized that technique all too well. It was identical to the power wielded by the Taoist oddity within the demon refining pagoda. Escaping that Taoist oddity was already a miracle, but to have learned his divine art as well? It defied reason. Could Li Fan truly be a disciple of Cloudwater Palace? Otherwise, nothing made sense, yet all its disciples had perished in the catastrophe thousands of years ago. Just who was he? Doubt and dread surged within them. This man was far too unfathomable, if they fell into his hands. As they looked at Li Fan's calm, almost gentle face, a chill ran down their spines. They had to escape. And so, before the eyes of both Li Fan and the turtle snake monster, something bizarre unfolded. Bailey Chen, bound by the insect binding art, suddenly transformed. In the blink of an eye, he became Sikong-yi. Meanwhile, Sikong-yi, who had been standing aside, took on Bailey Chen's appearance. It wasn't merely their looks that switched, their auras, cultivation levels, even Li Fan's lock through the formless killing mechanism were all instantly exchanged. A shadow flickered across Li Fan's face, just as the one now appearing as Bei Li Chen cried out. My strength falls short, I admit defeat. The Cloudwater model is yours, senior brother. I beg Patriarch Tai to send me out of Cloudwater Palace. The turtle snake monster seemed intrigued by what had just occurred, but before it could dwell on it, Bei Li Chen's plea cut in. You wish to leave? That's good, it's good to leave. As it murmured, blue light enveloped Bei Li Chen, his form twisted and blurred, and after casting one last resentful glance at Li Fan, he vanished without a trace. As for Sikong Yi, still bound by Li Fan, all signs of life vanished from him in that same instant. Under Li Fan's gaze, his body slowly crumbled into ash. Yet in Li Fan's perception, Sikong Yi reappeared beside Bei Li Chen outside Cloudwater Palace, just as had happened earlier in the Demon Refining Pagoda. The two fled at full speed, desperate to put distance between themselves and this place. Humph, trying to escape? It won't be so easy. Once marked by the formless killing mechanism, escape was impossible unless they could widen the gap to an extreme extent. Unhurried, Li Fan instead turned back to the turtle snake monster. Patriarch Tai, may I ask, what technique was Bei Li Chen using? Exchanging living bodies. It seems quite extraordinary. It does seem familiar. I feel like I've heard of it before. After a pause, it spoke with regret. I'm old, my memory fails me, I cannot recall. The black snake coiled atop Tai's head opened its mouth. While I still remember, I will grant you the Cloudwater model. A miniature Cloudwater palace, shimmering with multicolored radiance, drifted gently toward Li Fan before settling into his palm. As the information flooded into his mind, Li Fan couldn't help but feel a trace of disbelief. This is it? This alone is worth 100,000 contribution points. The so-called Cloudwater model was exactly what it appeared to be, a tiny yet exquisitely detailed replica of Cloudwater Palace. Every structure, every courtyard, every scene had been perfectly recreated. More than that, remnants of thoughts left behind by past disciples lingered within, preserved through some unknown method as miniature figures, living and moving inside this small world. By channeling his divine sense into the model, Li Fan could experience Cloudwater Palace as though walking its ancient grounds himself, yet beyond this, it seemed to hold no extraordinary function, he pondered. Perhaps Cloudwater Record would be a more fitting name, or maybe there is something hidden within. Otherwise, why would it be valued so highly? Questions filled his mind, but now was not the time to pursue answers. Stowing the model into his storage ring, Li Fan cupped his hands toward the turtle snake entity. Patriarch Tai, I request to leave as well. I still have matters to settle with my junior brother, Bei Li Chen. Soon after, Tai's weary ancient voice echoed. Yes, leaving is good, leaving is good. Just as before, blue light enveloped Li Fan, and his figure faded away. The Tsongyan Sea, his vision blurred, and in the next moment, Li Fan stood once more above the vast blue ocean, this time outside the central region of the Cloudwater Palace ruins. Locking onto the positions of Bei Li Chen and Sikong Yi, he activated the Shadow Stalk art and gave chase. At the same time, the formless killing mechanism finally activated. Instantly, resistance bore down on the fleeing pair, their speed dropping sharply. Li Fan, however, only accelerated further. The distance between them rapidly shrank, their figures soon coming into view. Sikong Yi's furious voice rang across the sea. Who exactly are you? I already gave you the Cloudwater model, why won't you let us go? Li Fan said nothing, simply increasing his speed. Seeing this, Sikong Yi stopped fleeing and turned to face him. You're going too far. Meanwhile, Bei Li Chen used a secret technique to suddenly accelerate, racing toward a distant island. A cold glint flashed in Li Fan's eyes as he observed them. Trying to escape like a cicada shedding its shell again? Planning to use the island's teleportation array to return to Myriad Immortals Island? Not a bad strategy. Unfortunately, I came prepared. With that, he retrieved a black chain from his storage ring. One end aimed at Sikong Yi, the other at Bei Li Chen. Li Fan tossed the chain lightly. It shot forward, binding the two together before they could react. Then it tightened violently. Bei Li Chen, who had been fleeing at top speed, was yanked backward, tumbling helplessly towards Sikong Yi. This was the soul-locking chain, Custom forged for 958 contribution points by a Foundation establishment master from the Myriad Immortals Alliance. Once bound, two individuals could never separate beyond a fixed distance. At last, facing the two bound together, Li Fan took out an array diagram, the Azurewood Violet Flame Array, purchased for 1,500 contribution points. Its power was immense. Once activated, an ordinary Chi refinement cultivator would be reduced to ashes within 2 to 6 hours. Just who exactly are you? Li Fan's face remained expressionless as he activated the formation. Who I am is irrelevant. Having taken your opportunity, there is no way I can allow you to leave alive. Right now, what interests me more is how many times you can return from death.